Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to iTutorTherapy, back with another video. This is teacher Adele, the real version of me at least. Thank you so much for coming today, and today we're gonna talk about one of those topics that are actually kind of awkward, a little weird, and not so many people talk about them. Today we're gonna talk about some of the things that we do casually that might offend people from China and people from these cultures, because for us, these topics and these gestures or whatever we do, it is normal, but for them it can be a problem, and it can be even a reason for them to complain about you as a teacher. And we all know if a teacher get complained about, it's never gonna be good for you. They will never be on your side. They will always be on the client's side just because he's the one who pays the money. So without further ado, let's begin talking about some bad stuff that we do that might offend people from China. Let's begin. The first thing that you do that might actually offend someone from China is pointing with your index finger at them like that. It's because, for example, you're trying to teach them the word you, or how about you, or and you, but they don't like it when someone points at them with their finger. Well, in Western cultures, pointing at someone with your finger is kind of considered rude when you're in public places, but it's not that big of a deal. To them, apparently, this is like a big insult. So you should never point to someone with your one index finger like that. What we probably better do, and this was recommended to me by one of my trainers when I was still a new teacher, is to use your full hand like this. It will look friendlier, it will look less intimidating, and it will not offend them. The second thing that actually Chinese people consider very rude is snapping your fingers and whistling. So if you were trying to make a joke or to do something or explain a point or pretend to be a bird, refrain from whistling and snapping your finger for whatever reason you might need to do that. Again, most people will understand. If you do it by accident or something, don't panic. Probably they will understand. It's a different culture. They will not have a problem. But you might have that one guy, that one person who just has a problem with everything. So be careful with your fingers and your lips when you are in a classroom with a Chinese student. Now, the third thing that the Chinese people consider very rude is punctuality and being non-punctual. If you are late even for a few seconds, especially for a classroom, that's not a good image for you as a teacher, and you might be already in the classroom, of course, but you still didn't turn on your camera and your microphone immediately when the countdown timer started. Now, usually that is not a big deal and the people will understand unless you are very late. However, I've had it happen to me before. A client complained and I received an official warning from the company about a year ago because I started the class 15 seconds late. I'm not even joking. So even if you do something that is like not a big deal or like in a casual way, it's not a problem for most of us, but again, you might run into that one client that will not like it and might complain about you and give you a problem. So the thing is, it's not just bad for you as a teacher to be late. The thing is, they actually consider it offensive. They consider it insulting to them because you don't show up on time. And apparently, it's a big deal. So let's never do that. Another thing that the Chinese people consider very rude is talking about Taiwan as if its own country. Now, whether you think Taiwan is a country or not a country, it's not our problem now, and it's not our time to get political. However, like I suggested in my last video that Lee recommended to see the difference between the accents of the menus to see which students are you talking to, the ones from China or the ones from Taiwan, I am also recommending that you always be careful when you talk about that. And if you're gonna mention China or Taiwan for any reason or under any context, be sure who you're talking to. Are you talking to the student from China or the student from Taiwan? Because if you by accident mention Taiwan to a student who's from China, you never know what he will say, okay? So it's not just that they don't think or believe that Taiwan is a country, they also consider it insulting to them that if you suggest even that Taiwan is a country by calling it Taiwan, not China, okay? So Again, in this company, we have thousands of students with thousands of mentalities and beliefs, and just literally, there is no way you can guess what's going on in those people's heads, especially with the random nature of our scheduling system. You don't know the people that you meet one time and they go, you may never see them again. Even if you see them a couple of times, you still don't know them that well. So you have always to be prepared for the worst, and you have to get ready for situations like that. So never mention anything related to China or Taiwan that might piss anyone off, because Chinese people consider it very rude. And the last thing that the Chinese people consider very rude is actually not something you physically do, is talking about money, religion, government, making fun of political figures. All these things they don't like very much, because they don't talk about these things in their personal life. Chinese people have very different views about government. They don't have this way of like people in Western cultures have. They can make fun of the government or the president or joke about stuff like that. They never do that. So if you do it about their government, it will be very bad. And if you do it about your own government, they might consider you a rude person just because you're talking about politics in general. So stay away from politics, stay away from talking about money, stay away from talking about any sensitive topics that might make them think you are a rude person, and at the very least they can give you a low rating, or worse, they can actually officially complain about you to the company, and then they're gonna come after you. No one is gonna be on your side, even though you didn't do anything wrong according to you. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. So let's be careful with what we say and what we do. And lately they have been tightening on everything. All right, people are getting suspended left and right. People are getting suspended for the smallest offenses, including myself a couple of days ago. So please be careful with your connection, with your hardware, with your performance as a teacher, and with your hands, the way you talk. Just be professional as much as you can, and try to not give anyone any reason to complain about you. Thank you so much. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. I will see you next time. Have a great day, and peace.